Hello and welcome to www.luxurytolast.com. Today I want to talk about the 10 greatest watches of all time. Now this is a list that I've put together after much thought and debate. And these are 10 watches I think are the ultimate watches to have. Now we'll start at the bottom and work our way up to number 1. So in 10th place I would have to say one of the most iconic watches is the Lange 1. Now this was a watch which is made by the Lange and Son company, and Hitler was a great fan of Lange, and I believe he gave a Lange pocket watch to his personal physician. And it's a very strong German brand. Certainly a very, very strong following. The Lange one itself there is remarkable because after World War II, the Lange factory was actually in the East German side. So it didn't actually get much coverage after the communists came in. And with the fall of the Berlin Wall, Lange reappeared again. It reinvented itself. And Lange itself is a fantastic brand, and the Lange one is just so different to all the Swiss watches on offer there. So it's certainly very, very appealing. In ninth spot, we've got the Royal Oak, which is a Audemars Piguet watch. The Royal Oak was very famous because it was designed by Gerald Genta, released in 1972. And it's the first luxury watch which makes steel a luxury metal to make a watch out of. And the Royal Oak itself comes from the Audemars Piguet family. That's a famous brand, one of the top 3 makers with Patek, Breguet, and Vacheron Constantin. So the Royal Oak is just a absolute classic, and I'm more of a fan of the traditional Royal Oak, not really a big fan of these chronometers that they've released with the rubber straps and all these other modern things there. I think the traditional Royal Oak is a beautiful watch indeed there. Number 7, would have to go to the Cartier Santos. The Cartier Santos, it was released in the late 70s, came out in 1978, and it was when Cartier they actually also followed the Royal Oak by making steel a luxury metal. And the Cartier Santos itself has a history which was it's named after the famous aviator who is said to have been why Cartier invented the wristwatch, the Brazilian aviator. That was Alberto Santo Dumont. And that they basically reinvigorated the watch when they released the Santos in 1978, and it also broke another watchmaking rule where it exposed the screws. Traditional watchmaking always hid the screws, whereas the Santos accented the screws, and it's certainly a revolutionary watch, and I think a great classic. Number 6 in the lineup there is another Cartier. So Cartier's certainly a very, very well regarded brand, and that's the Louis Cartier tank. This is the 18-karat gold tank, and designed after a World War I Renault tank. Absolute magic watch. There's Jackie O made the Cartier tank famous. It's just the most beautiful piece, just the design-wise, so ahead of its time. And Cartier has had many incarnations of the tank itself. They've had the Basculent, they've had the Americana, they've had so many different versions, and the tank is still very, very popular. And Cartier also had the Musty Cartier range where they released the tank. That's with the gold plated case, which was solid silver with gold plating on. If you're going to get one, try and get the solid gold one. It's a much It's a more luxurious metal. Number 5. Now, we're getting very, very close to the top here, and this is one of my all-time favorite sports watches, and it's the Breitling Navitimer. The Breitling Navitimer is revolutionary in the sense that before the big fad was for large watches, Breitling was making large watches, and so it certainly, that you could well and truly say that Breitling had big watches for a long time. Fantastic dials. Again, Breitling's a company which has got a great aviation following. A lot of pilots use these watches, and the Breitling Navitimer is an all-time classic chronograph, and I think you'd have to give the Breitling credit. It's a magnificent piece there. Okay, we're coming down to the final countdown. Number 4 position. Wow, could it be anything else except the Omega Speedmaster Professional? That's right, the Man on the Moon watch. This was a very, very famous watch because it was the watch that went on the moon mission, and the Omega Speedmaster itself there is a chronograph. It's a mechanical watch. It uses either a 3-2-1 movement. That's in the original Speedmaster, which is that's probably the best movement to have in the Speedmaster. And the next movement is an 8-6-1 movement. And I think bang per buck, in this day and age, it's probably the best value sports watch available today. There is nothing that compares to it. If you want a watch with history, you want a watch with a famous Swiss brand, an iconic sports piece, and a large watch to boot, the Speedmaster is the one to have. And the price of a used Speedmaster Professional, you're going to pick a good one up for just over the $2,000 mark, which is excellent buying. What else can you buy for $2,000 to $2,500 that is so iconic and also a chronograph? And I think the Omega Speedmaster is a fantastic watch. I've just added one to my collection. That's how strongly I felt about the watch itself. I think it's very undervalued, and Omega is a fantastic brand. Okay, number 3 position. Number 3, it has to go to the Rolex Submariner. The Rolex Submariner is the iconic sports Rolex to have. Most of the Rolexes are oysters. The Rolex does have the Cellini line, but the Datejust, the day dates, they're all part of the oyster family. And the ultimate oyster is the Submariner and the Sea Dweller. And the Submariner is probably the most wanted sports watch in the world there. Probably one of the most popular watches there. The Daytona is another one which is very, very sought after, but I think the Submariner just pips the Daytona, and you can certainly see why. Probably the ultimate watch to have for any person who's interested in sports, and very, very simple design, but just wonderfully constructed and built to last. And the vintage Submariners are proving to be very good investments indeed, and you certainly can't go wrong with a Rolex Submariner in your collection. Okay, we're moving up to the top now. What is in second spot? Well, it's the Rolex Datejust. Now, the Rolex Datejust is probably Rolex's number 1 selling watch. The Datejust has been around for a long time, and unfortunately, if it was any other brand that had the Datejust, it would be out there guns blazing. The only reason it's a little bit neglected is because the Rolex sports watches have taken over its fame. But the Datejust itself, people say it's a dress watch, but it's waterproof. It's got a chronometer grade movement. It's certainly very, very sporty, and I think you've got to give the Datejust credit where it's due. One of the most versatile watches known to man. It's a watch you can wear for all occasions, sports, formal, and dress wear, and also casual. It's I think probably the best value for money Rolex on the market today, the Datejust. And because the Submariners and the GMTs have been so strong price-wise, the Rolex Datejust actually represent very good buying on the second-hand market. So Rolex Datejust is number 2. Okay, so what is the number one? The number one watch in the world, the ultimate winner of the 10 greatest watches of all time. Wow. Could it be anyone else except the Patek Philippe Calatrava? The Patek Philippe Calatrava, it's a name which is the Rolls-Royce of watches. The Calatrava is a classic dress watch. It's just absolutely superb, handcrafted, handmade, and just a fantastic watch, which to many people is the holy grail of watches. Sure, Patek Philippe is famous for its complications, but when it comes down to a simple, beautiful, gorgeous piece just to wear proudly, nothing but the Calatrava scores as high. And I think anyone who has a Calatrava or who has had a Calatrava will comment what a wonderfully made watch it is. And I must say, I've had a watchmaker for many years, and I've taken all sorts of Rolex sports watches to him, 5513 subs, 5512s, 1680s, all sorts of 1016 Explorers to him. The only thing that really impressed him and knocked his socks off was when I brought in a Patek Calatrava 3919, and he said, wow, that is a well-made watch. And I now have a Patek 5107, I think the ultimate Calatrava, in the ultimate choice of metals, which is white gold. Obviously, platinum may edge that out, but I personally like the white dial better. And I think the Patek Philippe Calatrava, it's a watch to have when you've had many great watches. It's the watch you have not to show off, not to big note yourself. It's the watch you know is the best watch in the world. And therefore, it's the ultimate winner of the 10 greatest watches of all time. I hope you've enjoyed this clip, and please come to my free reference library website, www.luxurytolast.com, and heaps of reviews, heaps of information, all free of charge. And please drop me an email or post a comment on this video here. Thanks very much.